Transport, storage and communication. This is the topic which I am going to discuss today. In this lecture, we are going to discuss what does transport, storage and communication mean, and what is the role of transport, storage and communication in Pakistan's economy, and what is present status of this subsector of the services sector, and then what are the issues being faced by this sector, and ultimately solution. Just opposing this, it is useful for the teachers, students, and the candidates who are going to appear in CS exams. And this is the lecture number 10, and one of the lectures which I have been delivering on the topic, which I have started almost 2 years earlier, Socio, Economic and Political Turmoil of Pakistan and its solution. And regarding this, I picked different sectors of the economy, and first sector is the services sector of Pakistan. And this lecture is lecture number 10 regarding services sector, being the subsector of the services sector. Before this, you might have listened the lecture on administration, health sector, education sector, then financial sector of Pakistan, and pattern is almost the same. So this lecture is actually nectar or the quintessence, so it would be very beneficial for you. Anyhow, let us switch over to the topic directly. What does transport mean? It means shifting of human being or a commodity, whether it is visible or invisible, like computer data, from one place to another place. This is the transport. Number 2 is the storage. Storage means to contain a thing, whether it is visible or non-visible, for a specified period of time in a place. So this is storage. And third one is actually communication, means expression of one's ideas or the thoughts or the obsession through any medium, the mode. You should be familiar with the term before we plunge into the discussion. We open the floor for the discussion. And the next is the means. Means all the living and non-living things, maybe human being or any other thing, which help in transferring these things from one place to another place. For example, maybe a bus, maybe a truck, a rickshaw, a person. Mode means the different options available to shift a person or a thing from one place to another place. Means, for example, in case of communication, we have different mode of communication, like telephone, like writing a letter, like using the internet, etc. Anyhow, medium, means, and the mode. Medium actually is a system of transferring a thing, a person from one place to another place. So exactly on the basis of scientific classifications, like solid, gas and water, 3 shapes of the substance. So we have classification of this medium on the basis of this. Solid is actually land, and then gas is actually air, and the liquid form is actually your water. So transportation through land, transportation through water, and transportation through air. So these are different actually mediums. Now let us discuss the significance or the role of transportation, storage and communication, with special reference to Pakistan. Classify the importance as qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative means that without this sector, no sector can grow. The growth of other sector depends upon transport, storage and communication. Whether it is industry, agriculture sector or any other sector of the economy, minor sector of the economy, every sector needs to shift or to transport the persons and the thing, inputs as well as output. Technically we can say it need the storage for the consistent supply of the goods and services to the people, and then to communicate with the buyers actually the communication between seller and buyer is very important. So this is the sector which provides services to other sectors of the economy, and their progress depends upon this. If this sector is weak, definitely performance of those sectors would be quantitative. Number one is on A is that its share in GDP is near about 10%. Our GDP is $411 billion dollars, and share of this is 10%. Share and share in services sector, being the subsector of the services sector, is 13%. So, and B, quantitative, another quantitative role, that its share in job provision is almost 6%. It means that almost 5 million people are attached, means 50 lakh people are attached with this sector. So this is breadwinner for huge number of people. Number 3, or the C, qualitative, that is the share in the revenues or the proceeds, government proceeds. The share of this sector is that is transports, storage and communication is almost more than $100 billion per annum. So this is very important for a country which is a revenue starved country. This is the significance. Now third dimension of this topic is what is the present status of subsector, that is transport, storage and communication. Transport, length of the roads, like in 73,000 kilometer road we have. Out of this, NHA's share is 10%, means 14,000 kilometer road is being managed or supervised or developed by NH. This 10% actually transporting 92% of the passenger and 96% of freight. 37.6 million vehicles, means 3,75,000 vehicles are plying on different roads. Two-wheelers are 78%. Heavy duty vehicles are only 2%. Three-wheelers almost 8%. This is the breakup of the road, and almost 80% roads are secondary roads, means connecting villages or tehsil roads, etc. So far as quality is concerned, almost 80% roads of national highway are high quality. The share of this transport fuel consumption is almost 92%, and then it is railway, I think 2 or 3%, and then air is almost 1.6%, and then navigation 0%. So this is the share in pollution. Share of transport is almost 23%. Pollution borne disease share of this is almost 25%. Out of 60,000 people we die because of the pollution caused disease. This is the position. Inland, actually this is a transport, and another transport is actually railway. Railway has a totally different setup because it actually moves on railway tracks, etc. When we talk about the railway tracks, the size of the railway track is almost 8,000 kilometer, and size of the locomotives is almost 190. Almost 80,000 people are attached with the Pakistan Railway. It is suffering loss every year, but this year they are of the view that we have earned almost 10 billion rupees profit. Anyhow, it actually is dependent upon government's subsidy, and in 2023 I think more than 55 billion the financial was provided to Pakistan Railway. Anyhow, railway has the monopoly. There is no private sector, and there is no modern actually technology here. Many things has been done, like railway app booking, online booking, etc., with coordination with other. Anyhow, this is the position, and its share in freight is almost 4%, very poor, very low. Government is actually going to increase this up to 20% by 2030, but success chances are very grim. Dear viewers, keep on listening. Very tough to listen, be a astute listener. Anyhow, these are the facts and figures which I have collected from different sources which I have discussed. This is land transport, facts and figures about the land. Then let us move towards air transport. In air transport, it is PIA. The old, before partition, it was Orient Airlines, owned by I think Iswani, and then it was named as PIA, Pakistan International Air, and its contribution is very high. It was very good service up to 60s, but ultimately its performance is very poor. It is actually suffering loss every year, and almost 7,000 people are engaged by PIA, means its employees, and every year actually government provides support. So PIA government is selling to this. At the moment there are 36 aeroplanes owned by, or the fleet of PIA is 36, and then private sector has been allowed in 2002, I think, for Musharraf's government, and now 4 or 5 airlines are Air Blue, it is Serene International, and it is Air Sial and Air Jannah, etc. And share of PIA in domestic traffic is 74%, and international it is 4%. This is actually the known for rapid transportation. Railway is actually cheapest. It is actually door-to-door service, very easy, can be availed by common man. Common man, actually, this is transport, and in this way you can categorize. Anyhow, this is the status of our air transit. Almost man cities have international and local flights, may it be Islamabad, may it be Quetta, maybe Peshawar, maybe Multan, Lahore, etc. But as I have discussed, that this is actually VAB's service. So every city does not have the airports. Anyhow, different reforms that the government has actually introduced, like app, like coordination with the rest of the air services regarding booking and online transfer of the money, etc. Anyhow, these are the dimensions. Then let me switch over to storage services. So in storage services, storage of goods, there is no human storage actually. Storage of goods, visible or invisible, and I talk about that. And storage of invisible things means data and physical storage, and non-physical storage, and then we storage of water, then storage of gas, etc. So storage, when we talk about the storage, then we have the private sector and the public sector. In public sector, it is in a national logistics cell as well. It is actually national logistics cell, also transport segment and storage services as well. And it has storage service almost in all big cities, and inland ports has been developed, and some are run by NLC, National, like I think Sialkot. It is 4 or 5 actually inland ports are being run by National Logistics. It's almost a monopoly. And regarding this, we have the category like mechanical fellows, which are available for huge storage capacity and modern techniques, and here perishable goods are actually stored, and they have more security. Then we have the godowns, traditional godowns. It has been reported that in Sindh almost 6,000 godowns are working, but data is not available because now private sector is also running godowns in different areas, especially in big areas. Right from milk, everything is stored now, but still we are short in modern technology. Then we have the race platform that generally owned by or managed by Pakistan Railway. These are the open, actually these were for the storage of the machinery, etc., non-perishable goods. Perishable goods actually generally stored, but wheat, etc., this is stored in these raised platforms. easy to carry by containers. Storage capacity of our dams is so short because of certain reason, as we have switched over to IPPs, etc., that we at the moment we are producing almost 23% energy from these dams, etc., and because of non-construction of dams, we call this actually hydel energy. No doubt it is cheaper anyhow. And another dimension is that we lost almost 30% water storage capacity, the existing capacity. On the one hand, we failed to actually construct new dams, and that existing dams have the problem of sedimentation, and 30% capacity has been reduced because of this sedimentation. So it has been reported that because of the shortage of the storage capacity, we also have the issue of this. And we have the digital storage solution like iCloud, Microsoft, Amazon, Cloud Space, PK, Creative Chaos, NetSol, etc. These are actually digital storage. Then we have the physical data storage companies, data recall, secure storage and management, internet user PK. This is actually physical data storage. We have the storage company of the PASCO. PASCO, Pakistan Agriculture Storage and Services Corporation, established in 1973. It is still working, and the storing actually different items, and its capacity is 31.4 million tons, and which is very limited, and as a result of this have to bear a loss more than $100 billion rupees every year. So likewise, we energy storage capacity in Pakistan, data is not available, but because at the moment it is controversial, and we were planning to import gas from Qatar and Iran, etc. But there are different scams regarding this. So anyhow, data is not available. Cold storage is being run by this PASCO or NLC, or almost 500 in Pakistan, which are short. So this is the position of storage in Pakistan. But with this status, which is very weak in terms of profitability, of damages, in terms of, we have discussed of storage, status of transport, and now we are going to discuss the status of communication, which is very important. In communication system of Pakistan, electronic media is actually very important. So regarding this, we are going to discuss PEMRA, Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority, established by Pervez Musharraf's government in, I think, 2002. It looks after actually electronic media, and in this respect, let me share here that at the moment 139 local and 34 international channels, TV channels are working here, and this PEMRA has issued license to almost more than 6,000 operators, and license to the radio services near about 272, and out of these 171 are commercial. And of the fate is that out of these TV channels, only 9 are for education, and remaining majority are other for current affairs or the entertainment. Almost 70% channels are doing this business. So important dimension is missing, and so this is the issue. Then we have traditional channel, that is the PTV, Pakistan Television. Pakistan Television, I think the service was introduced in 1964. It was a very vibrant channel. Coverage is very high as compared to these TV channels, 4 or 5 actually. Traditional channel, very important program have been broadcasted by PTV. anyhow, but it was overshadowed by private sectors, extensive and intensive marketing techniques, and glamorous attractive programs. Otherwise they are not quality, not result oriented, or they are not focusing on national cohesion, not national, they are actually going to attract maximum profit rather than welfare of the economy. So this is the difference between PTV, etc. So this PTV has been eclipsed by these private sectors glamorous activity. Then we have the Pakistan Broadcasting Corporation. Initially, in 1947, it was Pakistan Broadcasting Service. Now, in the 1970s, its name was changed. It has 18 units and 32 broadcasting houses. Like PTV, it is actually airing the programs of national interest, and its coverage is very good, especially coverage in rural area where other facilities are not available. It is very good. And it's another importance that it is broadcasting the program in every local language and international language as well. So this is the plus point of that. This is less costly as compared to PTV and its requirement or prerequisites. But most of the in most of the area where electricity and other network is not available, PTV actually programs cannot be seen. So this is this gap is filled by Pakistan Broadcasting Corporation. So this is the importance of the Pakistan Broadcasting Corporation. So then we have the social media. In Pakistan, the growth of social media is very high. Almost 200 million people are actually subscribers, and subscribers of different companies. Almost 4 or 5 international and local companies are in the field. Maximum number of people are 46% people they are attached with the social media, and number one is engagement wise. Number one is Facebook, then YouTube, and then WhatsApp. So social media has become more powerful as compared to this. Every in Pakistan, almost 252 crore and 50 people they have TV sets, but as against this, almost 20 crore people have the mobile phone or the SIM. Definitely a person who has the SIM has the mobile phone. So this is the difference, and internet users are 11 crore people. They are using internet services. But social media has eclipsed actually this. It is very fast. It is rather less regulatory. So access of the people is very easy. Companies are providing good services if they are in the competition, but it is damaging as well. Sometimes wrong propaganda is actually being done by our enemies. So in this respect, this is very damaging. This is the communication system. Another in communication system is classified as actually we communicate our message in written form. We communicate our message in voice form, and we communicate in message in face form, interface that is called. Through the internet face is through internet, through mobile phone. Without voice message, we can actually give SMS, etc. In written message, we talk about post offices. One of the old institution of Pakistan. Its services are laudable. So post office, there are almost 10,000 post offices working across the country, and they have been actually serving the people in different forms and mode, transfer of money like letters, parcel, etc. And now they have shifted over to digital, and now even the Nadra services being can be availed through actually post offices as well regarding correction, etc. So they are modernized now. They have the app, and this is the position of post office. But private sector has been allowed, I think in 80 to enter in this field, and now we have 5 or 6 local and international, I think, companies. Even transportation sector as the cargo, actually, they book the parcels and they book the letters, actually. So they have also a role. I don't know, it is whether it is Leopard or TCS or etc. So many companies enter into this field. All those private companies, they are earning profit, but post office is suffering loss because of nominal rates and so many other reasons, because of the union of interest of the people and bureaucratic controls, etc. Anyhow, so these are the dimensions of the communication. Then we have the communication network, PTCL. They have almost monopoly. Phone is and telephonic system and internet they are provided, but so many other companies has entered into this. Well, same story is repeated here. That is of post office. This is public sector enterprise suffering loss. So government is going to actually solve this. Anyhow, this is our PTCR, or telecommunication system. Now it is internet, Google, international companies, they are in the field. They have entered almost 20 years earlier. They have good market. I have discussed that internet users, etc. So this is the position of the communication, and let us we are talking about actually satellite phones here and satellite system. Let us see that the fate of the Spark's mission of sending Mother 1 and Mother 2 satellite in the air
Space.
how it works. And now I think that two attempts they have failed to enjoy this, but at the moment we actually have engaged China. So this is the position of our communications sector. Partly, how we communicate from one place to another place. One thing which I have missed here, and that is waterborne transportation. We have Pakistan National Shipping Corporation. It's almost a monopoly because private sector has been allowed, but is not registering their vessels in Pakistan, and vessels of Pakistan National Shipping Corporation are 10. The fleet is composed of 10 vessels having different size and capacity expressed in deadweight ton. Anyhow, its share in freight is almost 4%, and in transportation share is just 6%. It is rather slow and more risky, and services are not so Pakistan. Due to certain reason, it is called Pakistan Narcotic Supply Corporation. So once again, unionism and etc. and bureaucratic control, etc. Regarding this, we have so far as means we have three deep ports like Karachi port, gateway to Pakistan. It is modern one having modern technologies, and container terminal as well for the transportation of gas, each and everything they have. So next is, and its capacity is almost 40 million tons that weight. But as against this, it is Karachi Port Trust. We have Port Qasim, and its capacity is 34 billion ton. Then 34 million metric ton. When we talk about these ports, another port is very important, and that is the port Gwadar port. Gwadar port is very important because it is very near to Iran, almost 120 kilometers from Iran, and Strait of Hormuz. So to be in the proximity of this geopolitical location, so and now it has been handed over to Chinese, and they are developing this, and they have actually established an international airport over there. It is not functional at the moment, but they have constructed road with by spending almost $20 billion on this road network, desalination of the water, and all these things are going on. And government of Pakistan has given tremendous facilities to the Chinese, like a 3 years tax holiday, 100% equity, and almost 50% concession on the import of the machinery being installed or utilized over there. So this is great package. Because of that, Chinese are coming here. and they would transform this area from backward to the modern one. Anyway, so this is actually our sea medium of transportation. Then storage capacities they have, and inland actually transport, water transport. We have so many boats, etc. But data is not available. And we have then dry ports. I have talked, and out of these 6 dry ports are being run by Pakistan Railway, like Rawalpindi, Lahore, Multan, Quetta, etc. Then some actually dry ports are being managed by NLC. I will discuss. Then some others are being managed by private sector, especially in Faisalabad and Sialkot. In Lahore, there are 3 dry ports, and one is Lahore dry port in Rathokon Yazbek. Then another is in another area. I have forgotten that area, name of that area. So this is the position of dry ports. Anyhow, they are playing the role. So let us discuss now the issues are the problem of this sector, that is transport, communication, and storage. Regarding this, point number 1 is acute shortage. We see the acute shortage of roads, storage, transportation, and communication. In the case of roads, I've discussed that hardly 5,73,000 kilometer roads we have. Out of this, NHA high quality road only has the share 10%, means 90% roads are secondary, village roads, etc., tehsil roads. So interconnectivity is very poor, and road density in Pakistan is very low, that is 0.32 per kilometer, as compared to I think SARC's 0.7% per kilometer. And it has been reported that and persons ratio was 30 per thousand in 2001. I think that it has increased to 161, but it is still low. We have to increase this, and in other countries of the region, especially in Asian countries, is 526 per thousand. So we have to increase our population in terms of mobility, that is 400 billion passengers per kilometer per annum. This present position, this would shoot up to 1000 billion passengers per kilometer per annum 2030. So we need more roads. Likewise, in case of storage capacity, we have almost data is not available, but cold storage size is 500, which is very poor as compared to this. And because of shortage of the storage, it has been reported that the loss cost to agriculture sector is 23%, big loss, huge loss. So loss to the wheat growers is almost 22 billion per annum because of shortage of the storage. Not to speak of the maize and other things. So this is huge loss. Next is in case of storage of the water storage reservoirs, traditional like Turmoil, Mangla, etc. We failed to actually construct the dams, and loss because of sedimentation, siltation is almost 28%. So these are the calculated facts. Likewise, air travel is having almost 36 PIF fleets and 37 private fleet, but still we need more travels. People are actually engaging international airlines because of better facilities and because of non-availability of the flight to different countries of the world. And that's why even during Hajj season, people have to wait for a number of days in Saudi and in Pakistan to go to Saudi and to come from Saudi. So this is poor actually quality of the. Likewise, railway have 32 locomotives, and its total length of the railway track has come down from 8,500 to almost 7,500. We have we are not giving priority to railways. It is the cheapest transportation facility in Pakistan, but it is also environment friendly, and it touches main centers of the country. So shortest roads, but we have ignored the railway, and as compared to this India, which on only 3,000 kilometer road at the time of independence, and we got almost 8,500. They have increased this railway track up to I think 65,000 kilometer, and our we have actually reduced this through ignorance and by closing down the services on different roads like PD to Chikwal, etc. Anyhow, and in India, 1.3 million people are engaged, means 13 lakh people are engaged with the railway. We have 80,000 people, and we are suffering from loss. It is Lalu Prasad which has actually developed the railway in this way, who is known for his illiteracy or less literate person. But here we have the most literate persons, but the fate of the railway is dwindling actually, suffering from loss. Every year 10 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion we have to face, and government is providing subsidy to this. Anyhow, so shortage is point number one. Actually lecture becomes very lengthy. Recent week that I have gone through so many things, but in my mind it is actually time, and minimum time I am going to deliver maximum knowledge. So this is the issue. Sometimes keep our man facts are in a hurry, speed thrills but kills as well. Anyhow, video apology. Number two is the quality, poor quality transport, storage, and communication. In case of communication, especially public sector enterprises, they are poor in response generally during rainy season. Our discomfort caused by disconnection frequent is actually main issue, and loss is unimaginable. And now it is actually iron curtain has been descended, and there is a firewall, etc., and speed is very low. So this is the poor quality. Response is very poor in case of complaint, and it is very costly in case of private sector to have internet services, etc. Services of the PIA are very poor. People prefer to travel by foreign services. No doubt private sector, but private sector has limited fleet, and it is so poor PIA that in 2005-6 Saudi Arabia actually banned PIA's flights, and then 2020 Europe banned because of security risk. So this is the story everybody knows, and most of the pilots in 2018 it was disclosed they don't have proper certification, and they have fake certificates, etc., and degrees and testimonials, whatever the qualification, they were not qualified enough. Railways becomes late. It is not only late, its services are very poor. Behavior of the people, the staff is indifferent or that rude, and its location in main cities has become irrelevant because of expansion of the cities, and no concern has been shown by the government, and competing with actually private sector, and no complementary actually steps has been taken that they should be supportive. They should compete, but within a certain they should support each other. So this has not been done. Like is the story of storage. Storage are so costly. So whatever they say, they actually refute practically. So there is contradiction between the agreement and the verbal agreement and actual agreement. So storage are concentrated in man cities or man areas, and other areas actually there is no storage facilities. Modern technology divide actually storage. They are actually also working, and this is poor quality of, and not to speak of the communication, roads, vehicles on the roads. They are of old models. they are not comfortable enough, and staff is one again not cooperative, and timings is odd actually here in Pakistan. So next is costly. Our transportation, communication, storage is costly. Costly here we have that internet connections and per month payment so of the private sector. Fuel is very costly because of devaluation of rupees. So fares are very high, at least 3 times or 4 times within 5 years. It is no preference has been given to the environmental friendly e-vehicles. Man vehicles are actually either on diesel or the petrol, and petrol quality is very poor. No doubt the government has taken some steps that E5 and E6 grade fuel is being actually promoted in Pakistan, but still counterfeiting activities of the people very harmful for government policies. So it is costly. It is transport, road transport, it is storage. It is very costly because they run on electricity, which is very costly in Pakistan, especially commercial and industrial. So they have not switched over to the solar system or the cheaper alternate. So this is very important. Well, no doubt government is actually providing funding equal to 50 crore rupees at a very low interest rate, 7% to construct cold storages. But people are shy of because most of the people engaged here, they believe in loan return off. So same is true PIA. Now it is very costly to fly with PIA, and payment against very poor service is not possible. If it is not costly, but the service is compromisable. Anyhow, speculative activities are being done, especially cold storages. They store the things to earn abnormal profit by creating shortage in the market, especially before the start of the Ramzan and Mubarak. They store, and there are oligopolies as well. So they are in storage and transport, and they oligopolies. They never reduce the fare or the rates. So they always charge higher rates. So in this respect, government has, but it is an alternate system. NLC is there, railway is there, but they are not actually competing. Rather, they are compromising because of the corruption. Anyhow, we should can overcome this issue by these controlling this monopoly and upgrading our public sector enterprises working in this, whether it is transport, storage, and the communication, PTCL, whether it is the post office. We to ban the unions, and we should do the right step for the upgradations. When your public sector is a modern one, your staff is very cooperative and very gentle, then definitely nobody would dare would like to avail private sector in Pakistan. Anyhow, competitive nature. Third one is competitive nature. No doubt, with prime aim of the democratic market economy is to have the perfect competition. But here we have the oligopolies. So there is no other power, but it is the power of the government to break down oligopolies. And this can be broken by introducing public sector. But public sector itself is sick because of the corruption. So government has to control the corruption. So as you control the corruption, you engage the competent people over there. You observe the merit over there. You do the accountability. Definitely, we can improve our public sector. Competition would go on. As a result, we will have good quality, low fare, and the prices. So it would be beneficial for the government, for the masses, and the business community as well. But competition in the sense that as we move from Rawalpindi to Karachi, both roads and railways are going parallel to each other, and they bribe private sector, reportedly bribe railway administration to compromise on the actually timing. The railways timings are too hard, whereas road transport has very comfortable timings for the people. So they compromise on this way, on the kickbacks actually. So competition. So instead of parallel movement, they should have complementary and supplementary routes. So railway station should be linked with the road transport as well. For example, in case of Rawalpindi, other routes should converge at that point railway near Pakistan railway station Rawalpindi, so that they can avail the railway trip or transportation. Is the violations. Violations is the common practice here. We see whether it is communication system, transport violation or traffic rules is there. As a result, we see that within 9 years, data NTRC has provided, and let me share with you that in year 2012 and 13 and 2020 and 21, this is the time period. And during this time period, the number of accidents were 8,988 accidents took place in 2012 and 13, which increased to 10,429. There is 16% increase in the road accidents because of increase in the number of vehicles. As I have given the data in 2000, I think there were hardly 50 or 60 lakh vehicles on the road, and they have shoot up to the 3 crore and 75% or 4 crore in 2023 and 24 because of important, so many other reasons. Anyhow, vehicles involved were 9,876 in 2012 and 13. And now these vehicles which involved in the accident, 15,351. 15% increase in the involvement, and number of vehicles involved in an accident, they have increased 55%. And here during this the period, number of people killed during these accidents were 4,719 in 2012 and 13, which increased 5,816. That is 23% increase in the death or the fatality. Injured persons were 9,710 for the year 2012, which increased to 12,886. That is 33% increase in the injured persons. So this is the position. When we talk about violations, this is because of the violations of the rules. Fitness of the vehicles is not proper. Road signals are actually not observed. Road quality is very poor, etc. So like the same is true in case of railway. Railway accident increase because of outdatedness of the signals as a tracks. There is no maintenance, corruption, no due to thus priority actually, or wrong priority we can say. Same is true in case of air transportation. That's why Saudi and Europe and even some Malaysia and I think Indonesia reportedly they banned Pakistani. Now they have actually lifted the ban because of less security to travel by this cold storage is eruption of the fire, etc. in cold storage is the common practice because of so many reasons, because of so many techniques to get the loans written off by the concerned institution. Anyhow, circular debt is on rise because of these activities of storage, whether it is storage or transportation or anyhow. Overloading is the common practice. Main reason of accident may be the weight axle condition is not being observed by different truck on a long vehicle, especially they are. Now we talk about the skewness or the disparity or inequality which is prevalent when we see transport, storage, and communication, the subsector of services sector. In this respect, when we talk about the railway, it is concentrated in 3 provinces, and in Balochistan is ignored because of its terrain, but there are different factors. These people actually, whatsoever developed over there, it is there, and we fail to increase the railway track line in that area. Instead of that, we are actually believing in road transport, and China is doing the same under the package of CPEC, Chinese Pakistan Economic Corridor. Anyhow, likewise, road share in total is in transportation is 96%, 92%, that is in freight and the passengers. So it's very high, and out of this NHA, which has a 10% share in the total, is actually bearing this burden. So the overburden, this is because of non-development of the railway and alternative air transport. There is one man focus on people actually have to move on or have to utilize the road, and as a result we have the pollution, and I have discussed 23% share of low grade oil, and import bill has increased to 8 billion. Anyhow, this is we will discuss. But in PIDE study, this is the PIDE study. Lahore, Multan, Rawalpindi, Karachi, and Peshawar, they have good road, and rest of the country has very poor road. And it has been reported that in a rural area, 53% of people living around 2 kilometers radius of the road, they enjoy this, and it means that they have to travel 2 kilometers to reach the road, matter road, and rest of the people are deprived of the roads, so they have to travel more than 2 kilometers daily, or as they come to the market, and it is very costly. We will discuss, and we have discussed this. Anyhow, cross-border transportation is also either it is poor, ignored, or it is not working in a way that because of terrorism, because of poor relationship or disturbed relationship with the neighboring country like India, whether it is Iran or any other country. So we have the access to through Khokhra Par and Sialkot, etc. But in Kashmir, but the roads are not properly developed because of tense relationship. So we have to improve the relationship with the countries. Only now we think about the regional economic group. We have the SAARC, and we have the ECO, etc., and we have the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. We have to improve our relationship with these countries. We have to settle down the terrorism factor through different sources, whether it is a suppression or operation or anything, but through dialogue, etc. Anyhow, they should give the message to these terrorists, okay, that there is peace in the America, there is peace in the Europe, there is peace in China and rest of the countries, and peace is very important for economic development. Okay, they should come down on the table for the sake of their people, for the sake of their countries. Okay, so they should amicably resolve the issues as China and America and Canada resolve the border issues, as Germany and Vietnam and these countries settle the issues, as India and China is when they have settled the border issues. So we should follow this policy, then we can improve. Distribution, securedness in term of distribution, out of the vehicles which I have discussed here, 3 crore and 75, or near about 4 crore vehicles, 78% are two-wheelers, that motorcycle, and 8 are three-wheelers, and 12 are light-duty vehicles, LDV, and only 2% are heavy duty vehicles, and main burden is on the heavy duty vehicle like trawlers, which are called the long vehicle, it is called in English. Anyhow, so this is, so we can do this by improving our railway, by improving our relationship with the rest of the countries. Anyhow, And another factor, factor number 7, is coordination and commitment. There is lack of coordination we see in this transportation, storage, and communication are interlinked. Nowadays we call this logistics, but it is not proper term because it has been borrowed from the military. Means acquisition, storage, and communication. So and maintenance of the supply chain. This is different because they have the proper. This is the difference between transportation, storage, and communication terminology, and the logistic terminology. That in logistic there is proper planning, proper maintenance of relationship between demand and supply. Anyhow, this is in logistic index is very poor. Logistic index of Pakistan is 126 out of 160 countries as compared to 44 of India and 100 of Bangladesh. So we are very poor in this respect, as we are discussing. Anyhow, there is lack of coordination. Coordination means that more transportation means more storage. More storage means more communication. More communication means more storage, and interlinked these things are very important for each other. But we have increased the number of vehicles on the road, but road length is very, as we have 0.32%, density is very poor. India's road length is the 6.5 million roads. As compared to this, we were 5 lakh kilometer. So in China, 5.5 million kilometer roads exist. So this is the difference. There is no proper coordination. As a result, because of poor transportation, most of the things cannot be marketed here, and they actually that is the loss to the people and to the country as well, because from northern area there is no road access, so they cannot market their products in here. In other areas, there are so many perishable items like milk, etc. So they don't have the proper marketing and the storage capacity, so they have to sell at lower and they have to bear the loss. Anyhow, there is no communication. Communication means that they don't have the knowledge of the market, because still in many countries the access to the road is almost not 100%. But not to talk of other areas of the country, especially Balochistan. So there is no proper coordination because of mismanagement, because of public sector, private sector, because of tax evasion. They don't share the data. Even our data is not reliable. Modern technology means we are not engaging modern technology. Take the example of railway. The world is on bullet train, fast trains, and this is the culture, and this is very useful. Connectivity is very high with the land. Anyhow, but modern technology in private sector, modern technology, cooling technology, in case of storage, road technology is not actually of modern, like signals, etc., like first aid provision. So tracks are almost 150 years old in Pakistan. Anyhow, modern technology is not being engaged by Pakistan, and in the communication sector, no doubt we are relatively advanced, but because of some terrorism and internal political issues, its speed is very low. That's why most of the companies are closing the business here. So modern technology, so due to certain reasons, is very slow. Anyhow, we talk about now another factor, and that is factor number 9, or the issue number 9, environmental degradation. Environmental degradation is taking place because of outdated technology utilization. Vehicles which are being imported from rest of the countries are here. Even 40 or 50 years old vehicles are flying on the roads. Emission of the gases. No doubt government has taken some steps regarding import, that 5 years old vehicle cannot be imported, and there is no now the fuel actually grade is very poor. Now the government is harping on E5 and E6 grade fuel utilization. Lead emission is very high, and in case of Pakistan, the 125 gram international standard is that 125 gram carbon dioxide per US dollar, whereas in Pakistan this is the to produce 100 US dollars we have to face the pollution 125 gram. And in case of China and India, this is regarding this we are good because we have not developed our industry as well, but they have, India is at I think 325 and China is 420, France is at 190 grams. So this is environmental degradation which is taking place, and I have talked about that it is transport sector which is responsible for 23% share in carbon emission in Pakistan, very high. So this there is I think a hydrocarbon institute Islamabad working checking of the vehicles, fitness of the vehicles, and ban on the diesel vehicle or introduction of high grade fuel in Pakistan, and the culture of EV electric vehicles, especially government has now moved to about rapid road transport. Electric vehicles are being engaged here and imported from rest of the countries. So this is good sign, and checking maybe improve, but because of corruption. But other side of this is that heavy subsidy CDA per month expenditures on this rapid transport electric vehicles is 220 million rupees, whereas in case of I think Lahore 12 billion rupees subsidies is being given to the metro. In Rawalpindi I think 6 billion, in Peshawar 5 billion. So this is costly and financially. Ultimately the onus falls on the poor in the form of taxes. Next one is taxation, tax evasion. Tax evasion is very high regarding transport communication because data is not reliable. They actually show higher cost. And the profit margin is very high in transport in Pakistan. A person who owns one vehicle within 4 years we can purchase another vehicle. Rate is very high. That's why more actually vehicles are plying on the road. But they are evading the taxes according to Ipsos fresh-based research. I think reportedly more than $100 billion are per annum are being evaded by transport, storage, and communication. Regarding storage facility, nobody. On the one hand, they are involved in theft of the electricity. On the other hand, actually, their rates are very high. And third one is that they are not in a national tax network. So tax evasion is very high regarding this. Proper data should be collected of different areas. The government should note these hideouts, and proper tax should be collected, and rates should be regulated, and electricity theft should be controlled. So this is the matter of corruption actually, and how to reduce the corruption. This is a big question in Pakistan. 11th is negative activities, nefarious designs these transport communication, like smuggling, like electricity theft in case of like storage for the speculative activities, like terrorism. The human trafficking is taking place through these trawlers or the vehicles, imported smuggled items being exported, especially because of trade agreement with Afghanistan. They import some items which are not used by Afghans, but they are marketed in Pakistan. Re-export takes place. Anyhow, this is the negative which government has to regulate through strict measures, strict checking, computerized checking. We have actually scanners in border, but some people, some high ups are involved. That's why this smuggling is taking place. Afghans are frequently moving here and they are going here, and most of the Afghans, they are actually involved these nefarious enterprise, and the local people, they are the running the people who are running cold storages and other storages. They are involved in speculative activities to earn a normal profit. They they disturb the supply chain, and they are by creating artificial shortage. They are money, whether they are we should talk about the sugar mafia especially here, and other mafia. They thrive at this terrorism. So these are the steps: introduction of the modern technology, engagement of the honest officers, and purging of the corrupt elements from this department. Next is the subsidy. As I have talked, that a subsidy of 12 billion is given to Lahore Metro, almost 6 billion to KPK Islamabad, 5 billion, and then this is the huge burden which government has to bear, and has to actually recover from common man through more taxes, and it actually increases. It is cause of the price hike, and because of this, poverty is on rise and crime they are on rise. So it has been estimated that cumulative subsidy given to this department was 9.8 billion rupees up to 2020 and 21. 9.8 US dollars, not rupees. Fossil fuels should be replaced with solar, and it is actually moving on and focusing at electric vehicles, environmental friendly engagement, and environmental friendly machinery, etc. Number 13 is energy consumption. Energy interesting, and this is amazing. Road uses means vehicles on the road, 97% share. Railway has only 0.6%, and aviation 2.3%, and navigation has 0 share. So it is once again the road. Main burden is on the skewness I have discussed. So share of road is 97% in energy consumption, and energy is in the form of fossil fuel. Because of the devaluation of the rupees, our fares are too high, and as a result, there is price hike, and there is poverty, and there is crime. We have discussed now. So this should be reduced, and government has the quality of the fuel, E5, it says A6, and alternative resources that would go going to renewable energy. They are switching, especially in transport. They are in electric vehicles, but no doubt there is a shift in the policy, but its speed is very low. So we should focus on that it should speed should be increased, and by spending more and giving more budget to the to this sector. Next is 14. I'm actually winding up now. It has become too lengthy. Traffic hazards. Due to climatic changes, probability of loss to the road is very high, 96%. Rail is 2%, and airports 1%. So vulnerability of the road is very high, that is 96%. So in this respect, in terms of vulnerability index of the world, we fall at 28 out of 2 or 3 countries. So this is vulnerability index. Especially roads are more vulnerable, and we have observed this year that it is this segment, that is the road, they were affected. This data is more credible. Reason being, the quality is very poor, and the area engineering is very poor, and the priority is very poor. Okay, we should switch over actually to railway and air service, which is not affected by this climatic change, or less affected by, and we should establish the airports and the station, railway stations and bays of the buses in very safe area, means relatively elevated area. Road access level in Pakistan is very road access index is 68% in Pakistan. 43 million people, means road density. Road density is 0.23 kilometer per square, whereas in India, Iran and China this road accessibility near about 1%. So government is thinking that it should be doubled, and now government has given more funds, almost 161 billion rupees to the National Highway to construct Kosa or Margala motorway to Hokla to DI Khan, then Koita, etc. Different Hyderabad, six. They are actually shifting from 4 lane to 6 lanes, etc. You might have heard those. Once again, it is time which matters, and I am going to squeeze the lecture. I am going to cut short the lecture. Anyhow, this is the position of Pakistan. Road access is very low, especially in rural areas. Half of the population has no access to the road, and it should be in market to village to market road program, whether it was People's Works program. Anyhow, we have improved a lot, but still we need more focus on this dimension. And I think it is point number 16. Then this lecture I have written the points: inefficiency with our transport, and our every institute and institution is known for inefficiency. Whatever is the reason that we are fast to our nation, actually we are actually very honest to ourselves. Self-centered people we are. Anyhow, railway loss is up in 2022 and 23. Now they are claiming that the railway has earned a profit equal to 15 billion, but it is all cosmetic. It is actually fudging, nothing else. They gave 55 billion rupees to the railway. Same story is repeated in case of PIA and other NLC, whether it is NLC, all are actually suffering from loss. They are sick units, and the government is going to sell, and in total more than 400 billion government gives to our inefficient public sector enterprises every year. It is because of bureaucratic controls, and it is because of union. In case of post offices, this is a very interesting research, I think, by PIDE. There are 10,293 post offices in Pakistan, and it is 7% are on loss, as compared to the TCS, a private sector postal company. Its share is 10% in the total branches, but share in business is 43%, and every branch is earning profit. So this is the irony. Respect, instead of selling, what we should do, we should get rid of these corrupt people, whether they are in union, in office, anywhere. We should actually make the list of these corrupt people. This is the only solution. This is point number. Then exploitative style. This is the point number 17. Exploitation of the labor. Labor being exploited because they are neither given a proper wage rate or the salary or the facilities. State is exploiting, and it has been observed and it has been studied that average wage rate in Pakistan is 16,000. So this is very poor. When a person is hardly meets its basic needs, then definitely option is only corruption. So the state exploitation is taking place, and private sector has the lead, and private sector is also doing the same. Most of the people engaged by, except top management, they are given high perks, but skilled workers, they are exploited. They are being given 20,000 to 25,000, not more than this. So this is worst form of exploitation, as my calculation, to meet both ends. to meet basic needs. Almost 1 lakh rupees in Pakistan is required for a family of 4 members. So 25 or 30 or 40, these amounts, the salary packages are rubbish, rather than exploitation. So in this respect, government should actually raise the wage rate of public and private sector up to 1 lakh rupees. Ironic that whatever is announced by the government annually for private sectors, that is not observed in private sector. They have their own actually orbit, and nobody interferes over there. Anyhow, this is the negligence of the government. So in case of environmental degradation we have discussed, and regarding, then another is that is women accessibility. Women accessibility to transport, storage, their involvement is poor. Government has encouraged that, okay, every government has allocated quota for the women in the public sector, but in the private sector they cannot mount the private sector, okay, engage, but government can do actually. But when government is not doing in the public sector, how they can force the private sector to do the things which they are not doing in public sector. 40% of the women don't have access to health facility due to low access to transport. So this is, I say, so most of the female die because of this willing no health facilities, especially are in the family way. So next is safety. Last one, I think, second last. Accident in I have discussed, there is very poor safety in 2012 and 13. Increase in the vehicles which were involved in the accident was 55%, and death rate increased to 23%, and likewise accident 16%. So this is the position, vulnerability has increased. So government actually can focus on safety cameras, instead of engaging traffic wardens, they should computerize the system. International system should be copied, that in every square, every important place, the vehicle should be examined and observed by the camera, and ultimately in case of violation they should be given the ticket, or they should be asked to deposit that money. The international system, as you know, most of the people should be introduced in Pakistan for the sake of people's welfare and betterness. Anyhow, with this I end and hope that you would subscribe my channel. I am Professor Shakeel Abbasi. I take the permission, and with the hope that we will meet in next lecture. Thank you very much. Your valuable comments are welcome. Khuda Hafiz.